welcome back. I've tried to film this video like a billion times, and because my laptop is broken I can't edit, so it's just going to go straight up from my phone to YouTube with no editing. So any weird noise or anything, I apologise. I am not filming this video again. Okay, so 1 year on since my last video. I didn't really feel like making any videos at the time. I now want to get back into YouTube. I actually really miss it. So I am back, hopefully. So I thought I would do a year update to where I am in my life. Okay, so the big surprise is now being ruined because it can't stay silent. What, darling? Okay, we'll get to this straight away. This is nice. I don't know if you remember in my mental health video, I did discuss one of the reasons I have borderline personality disorder is the trauma of a miscarriage. So we tried for about 4 years for a child. We had one miscarriage in that time. And we did stop for a short period of time because my mental health was so bad and I didn't really want to bring a child into it. But my mental health was much better. I obviously got given the quetiapine medication, which if you've watched one of my older videos, you'll see. Quetiapine is for borderline personality disorder. It is an incredible medication. So October or November last year, I found out I was pregnant. And on the 1st of August, I gave birth to my gorgeous, beautiful son, who I will introduce you, who's not very happy, and he might be sick on camera. Come on, gorgeous. Say hello to everyone. This is my son, Björn. And he is the best thing that has ever happened to me, ever. Look at him. Look at his podgy little cheeks. We're not very happy though, are we? I don't know why. We're not very happy today. Oh, careful. So that was going to be my big reveal at the end, because normally he's yes, normally you're sleeping about now, but you decided you want to be on camera because you're just like mummy and you're very vain, but you are exceptionally gorgeous. I haven't styled his hair into a mohawk, by the way. This is just how it grows. He has mine and my husband's crazy hair. So let's do an update. First of all, we'll start with work. I no longer work at the care home, and I mentioned in one of my old videos that I moved from one care home to the next. I became an activities coordinator at the newer care home, and I loved the job, lovely place, lovely residents. Just it was only weekend work and I needed more money because obviously I have a house to pay for and a lot of food because I'm a greedy bastard. So I now work, I'm not going to say where I work because I don't like saying where I work on camera, but yeah, I love my job. I'm currently not at my job because I'm on maternity leave, because this little chap is nearly 3 months old, aren't you? Yes. Look at him wiggling. Look at that hair. Let's try to get it down. Nope. Nope. So work-wise, things are really good. My back, fingers crossed, is a lot better. It still have days where it's bad. I still have to be careful. Obviously, the end of the pregnancy was agony for my back, and I had to go off work a month earlier than I planned just because my job is like a sitting down job, and it was absolute agony by the end, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm not helping anyone, especially myself. Plus I can go when I wanted to, really. So, but my back is a lot better. They now think I have something called colitis, which is very pleasant, isn't it, darling? It is bowel issues. It runs in my family. The one that runs in my family is ulcers on the bowel, so it's extremely painful. I'm in quite a lot of pain now. It happened about a month and a bit ago, so my mum thinks when obviously you're pregnant or your organs like move and stuff, that the bowel moving and stuff, it flared it up. So, but we're slowly getting treatment for that. My mental health is a lot better. I'm not going to lie, having a child and the first couple of weeks, this little one did not like sleeping, did you? No, he's very good now, about 8-9 hours, sometimes 10. Depends how lazy I'm feeling. That was him, obviously, not me. So I did get really down, and when my health visitor came, I didn't even ask her name. I was just like, can you help me, I'm so sad. But she was all like, oh God. So, but it's better now. I did think I was going to have to up my dose of quetiapine. The referral started because doctors can't just up your dose of quetiapine. It has to come like through a psychiatric doctor or something. So we have to go through the mental health process. But even though the NHS is amazing, mental health is extremely underfunded. So it takes a while. So the referral got put in. I had a phone call the other day and they were like, oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel? And that day I was feeling really good. And most of the time I do, but every now and again, I think like all mums, like every mum has been through the stage where you think you can't do it. And my husband is very supportive in that way, that he's like, you can do it. He's very logical. So he will say to me, like, why don't you think you can do it? Why do you think that makes you a bad mum? And like, have to remember, you know, I'm not a bad mum, I'm just tired or frustrated, because even though look at him, even though I know my son better than anyone, obviously his dad knows him really well, you know what I mean, like I know him so well, there are times where I'm doing everything and he still seems like a miserable little sod. But then I remember he takes after me and he's grumpy. Yeah? Yeah? So life is pretty good right now. Yeah, really good. I never thought I would have a child. I think I mentioned it in my old videos that I kind of struggled, and I struggled so much that I thought I couldn't have children. So when I fell pregnant, I was more excited than I thought I would be, actually. I thought I'd dread it, but I was so excited. If you want me to do a video on like how I announced my pregnancy to my husband, I would do that. So the pregnancy was pretty easy. I did panic though the whole way through, because I lost one, you're waiting to lose another one. I started bleeding the day before my first scan, so that was awful, beyond awful. Am I boring you? Yeah, I know, I'm pretty boring. And your Bobby's here, isn't he? See how dirty Padfit is compared to this white top. So the bleeding started and I pretty much had a meltdown on the toilet, which is lovely. My husband was like, right, we'll call A&E. And because the blood is like, wasn't as bright red as the last time when I lost my baby, they weren't too worried. But the scan the next day, I was just like, there's gonna be nothing there. They're gonna say there's no heartbeat. And seeing that baby and seeing him like moving in a heartbeat, I can't explain it. I didn't cry, which I thought I would. I think I was just so shocked that I couldn't cry. And you just wanted to be a little sod. You've been, the whole time, you either like, I had to have more scans because of the quetiapine. There's no research as such to say 100% that it causes problems with the pregnancies, but it's unethical to test on pregnant women. So they had to give me more scans, which is quite scary when you hear that, but then you get to see your baby a lot more. And I think because I was such a nervous mother, are you dribbling? You are. That actually really helped. And every single time he was a nuisance. He was either sleeping with his head right back and his mouth open, so he looked really weird, or they couldn't get a good picture because he was kicking the little ultrasound thing. But yeah, so I've actually really enjoyed being pregnant, which I thought I would absolutely hate, because it used to kind of freak me out, the idea of like, because of my first pregnancy, I was only a couple of weeks when I lost my baby, I never got to get the bump and the moving, and I thought that would really freak me out, like alien, but actually I really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the last month because we had a massive heat wave in the UK and it was like 42 degrees, and being 9 months pregnant in 42 degree heat or whatever it was awful. But apart from that, I did enjoy the pregnancy. I think most women, or most people, we have to be so careful these days, get fed up in the last month because you just want your baby here. And you know, labour was, well, it was labour, yes, but you were worth everything So if you want me to go into more details about my pregnancy and stuff, just like a little comment in the little, like comment below is what I mean. So not, and I will do a full video on it. I wasn't even sure if he was going to be awake for this video, but yes, he is. Your hands are very interesting today, aren't they? Yes. You enjoy looking at yourself. So Padfoot is still very loved. He is actually really sweet towards Björn, which I'm surprised at, because if you hadn't guessed, Padfoot was a little bit spoilt. Aren't you, puppy? Yeah. So bringing him home, bringing Björn home, I was like, oh god, this is going to be awful. And the first day wasn't great. He didn't go for anything. He was just like, wouldn't stop looking at him, which, you know, is fair enough. I'm bringing this new person into his house, into his pack. And ever since then, he's been incredible. He comes up, gives him a little kiss on the cheek every morning. I will never leave them in a room alone. Because even though Padfoot is a pretty sweet dog, like all dogs, he can be a knob. So, but they're brothers. They're my boys. I'm trying to think if there's anything else interesting to mention. But I suppose that's really it. I swear I had loads to talk about. I think mostly just work and health. So I am a little bit worried about this colitis. Because I have family with it, I can go to them if there is a problem and I need to speak to someone. That's why I called a member of my family when I found out I had it, or it's a very good chance I have it with the tests they've done. I've got to have more tests, which sound real pleasant. We won't go into detail, will we? No. God, he's such a big boy. Look at him. Look at this chubby tummy. I love you, you know. But, so yeah, this part of my life that I have a son is still crazy. Absolutely crazy. Only now, nearly 3 months later, does he feel like mine. I kept waiting for someone to come and get him. He'd be like, oh, you're welcome. Did all the hard work. But no, you're staying with me. And you are my pride and joy. And I'm joyed? Did I just say joyed? You're my pride and joy. And I am going to be one of those crazy mums where no girl is good enough for my boy. Yeah, no girlfriends for you. Or boyfriends. No one. You're not leaving me. Ever. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video, and it's a lot more light-hearted than my last one, I believe. Oh, yes, I better go. So, thank you very much. Goodbye.